Welcome to Simplified Profits. With over 23 years of experience in the stock market, I'm Anthony Calhoun. Just make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications, and leave some feedback. Right now, we're going to do a real quick video on just our positions in our transparent account. We added a few Friday, which we did a quick transparent account update, but then I added a put position at the end of the day. I want to kind of touch base on that and kind of show you where we're at. So IBM, we entered this, and we'll go to the positions and the performance of the account. And when I say transparent account, for those that don't know, we started an account in 2022 or 2024 with $2,000, and we're putting 20% of our income and trying to compound 78% a month to see how quick we can grow that account. So if you ain't subscribed, turn on your notifications, do that. You don't want to miss out. So we entered IBM on Friday, which we went over in one of our previous videos, and we'll show you the position in that. So this has had a real good gap up on earnings. It's pulled back. Now, usually I like to see it at least bounce off the 20-day moving average, get to the oversold position, but it didn't. But the stock chart looks strong. That's what we like to. We like to buy strong bullish stocks on pullbacks, and that's what we're doing here. So we entered this, and as you can see, it is definitely heading up. The PE is decent. It pays a decent dividend. This may be a position we hold on to for the year, unless something changes in the stock chart. So you can see its dividend is about 3.6%. It's only about 18 PE. And then DIV, obviously, we own that just for kind of an income position. We're buying on pullback, seeing how much we can kind of build up and where we stand in that position. Basically, for a lot of people out there looking to build dividend income type positions, just doing this for a knowledge-based account on when you buy, when it's actually oversold versus just dollar cost averaging every week. Then Verizon, we entered this on Friday. As you can see here, it's pulled back to the oversold territory after a good gap up on earnings. It looks like the chart is getting a lot stronger. I think it pays about a 6% yield in dividend. Just crossed over the 200 days, made some swings up. And ladies and gentlemen, when the market, there's two times I'm not trading leverage ETFs, which is usually all we try to trade. We try to keep it simple. We try to watch the ETF charts and then trade the leverage version. But when the market is just melting up, okay, we're not entering the ETF when it's overbought or when it's under the 200-day moving average. Those times become stock picking times where we put our money to work in the market and stocks that meet our buying criteria. Now, CVX, I don't recommend trading options for anybody unless you're really, really experienced in the market, because it can burn through your money quickly. Okay. One thing we did, I was talking about doing previously, was because a lot of people ask me, do I trade options, how I trade options, which I do, but I didn't want to do it in the transparent account. But what we're going to do is we're going to about 10% of that portfolio, which you almost got to manage as a separate portfolio, we may use to trade options, and that's what we did here. So we bought two puts on Friday, which we'll go check out the positions here in a second. And as you can see, it's the opposite of what we buy when we're going long term. It's under the 200-day moving average. It's at resistance, right? It's from its previous high to the 200-day moving average. We got a bullish engulf candle here. So I actually made a scan for buying puts, which our call scan will be basically my normal scan, what I use to go long. But if we put this in, here we go. So that's what we got. Basically a bullish engulf under the 200-day moving average and overbought. I have another scan as well. It takes the bullish engulf section out of it and just does overbought and under the 200-day moving average. But this is my favorite looking short out there right now, and it could burn my face off. You never know. But you got to be careful with options. Now, we bought like 2 weeks out, which we're going to check those positions out in 1 second. And I plan on getting out of it quickly. I'm hoping to see a quick pullback. If not, we can always roll that position over. We'll manage that position, as we see it fit. So let's jump into the positions. Bear with me 1 second. So here's our position. So this is our put, and this is our overall count. So we're at 44. 70.29, 77.29. We have 13.50 basically to work with. Everything else is wrapped up in these positions. But this is the two puts we bought on Friday. We're up 5% on them, 22 bucks. Could easily change come Monday. And it makes up about 10% of our portfolio. GD, that dropped Friday night. That's our dividend we were waiting for. So we'll liquidate that come Monday morning. Not really a big thing. IBM. And as you can see, I dropped these down so you can see all the buys we've made in them. IBM, we only bought once. Average there is 185.40. Up about 0.5% on that. That's 20% of our portfolio. And DIV, we've had multiple buys, and it's about 13% of our portfolio. We're down 0.42%. Verizon, we had multiple buys on Friday. We're down about 0.48% on that, and it's about 25% of our portfolio, which I didn't really want to get to 25 right away, but we were kind of piecing in a few buys on Friday. Let's jump to the performance so far. So this is how we're performing year to date, 8.3%. Done with the first week in February. So we need to, January, we did our 7%. We need to rack in our 7% for February. And maybe we do 20% in March, okay? Which we would be up way more than that if we would have held on to our SOXL and our Quad X positions. We liquidated those just for some like educational purposes to jump in and manage some other positions with cash flow. We'll be definitely staying stricter to holding those positions and getting the gains we're looking for. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That's our transparent account. Make sure you follow along. We'll see how we do in February.